I'm Jane, and I'm so excited because I'm in a different room. But for real, I'm really excited about this. This is normally the room that Michael works in, and he's at the office today. And I was like, ooh, I can go in there. Yay! So I'll give everyone a moment to tune in and let me know how you're doing when you do that, if you don't mind. This is Body, Mind, Spirit. We get to talk about all things for the body, for the mind, the spirit. And I want to talk today about plant medicine. It is super powerful. And I feel like plants help and increase the health of all of the aspects of ourself. You know, it's like if I eat an apple, right? Example, my body's going to benefit. My body will benefit and benefit. My body will benefit from the apple, right? My thoughts will too, because I'm not going to be beating myself up for eating cake instead. And my spirit's going to feel really good because I just connected with a plant, something that still has light in it, that's still alive and living, right? So I want to talk about plant medicine. As you hop on here, let me know, do you use plant medicine? Don't need to know a detail yet. We're going to get there. I want to say good morning to Joe. How are you, brother? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. How are you? It's so good that you're here. Thanks. I want to say good morning to my mother who's joining us. Hello, 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 hello. And while you tell me, hopefully as you're tuning in, do you take plant medicine? Do you use plant medicine? What is plant medicine to you? I'm drinking some of mine right now. I'll tell you what I'm drinking. It's very powerful today. I feel like I need a mug that's like sponsorable. So like someone can sponsor me to drink out of their mug. So while we all tune in and connect, so we can dive into some brilliance around the plant medicine, I just want to breathe. I just want to breathe first. So, oh, hey, girl, Kimberly's in the house. Hello, plant medicine. I know, right? It's powerful stuff. So let's start tapping into our own medicine, right? Biggest medicine in the world is our breath. So take a big one in and just let it go. Do 2 more just big breaths. Third breath, just why not? You can even sigh it out, like, let it go. And because breath is one of the most powerful medicines, my words are fumbling today, y'all. This is fun. I just want to do a couple breaths together beyond that. So if you want to join me, if this is comfortable for you, please do. If this is something you don't want to do, that's fine. You can just breathe regular, normal, however you want. So if you want to breathe with me, start to inhale. So you're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. Breathe in and go into a normal breath. Be in the stillness just for a moment. Feel your body. Feel the way your energy is moving throughout your body. Bring awareness to your brain and how much calmer the thoughts maybe are. Or maybe new thoughts that came in that you didn't know you were going to even think about. And bring awareness to your energy right now. Are you more calm? Do you feel more energized and alive, like you had some coffee? Just notice. Thanks for doing that with me, y'all. So much medicine is around us all the time. You know, we have medicine with those that we get to commune with, right? Someone gives you a hug, you literally got some medicine. You got a dose of love and care. You know, you drink water. Holy cow, that's super medicine, right? Without it, we die. Breath, one of the biggest medicines ever. You can live a lot longer without water than you can without a breath, right? So I wanted to start off this topic about medicine, the medicines that are all around us in any given moment. Moreover, plant medicine. Good morning, Alan. He says, let's see, good morning, Jane. I'm here to hear more healing. Yay! My plants are my pets. I have a 4-foot coffee tree in your office. What? Like harvestable? Going to be harvestable? That is so cool. I want to say good morning to Kim. How are you, my friend? It's so good to see you. Which, while Kim's on here, I just want to remind everybody, I'm going to pull this up. So if you're looking for more support, and I'll get to the warm line in a moment, but if you want more support, like if you want to connect with a peer support specialist, call Promise Resource Network. This is the main number. It's 704-390-7709. The numbers are on the screen, as well as the dates and times, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. But give us a call. Kim will be the one that answers your call, and she's awesome. You'll love her. And she can connect you with more support, a peer support specialist, or maybe direct you to get more support that you may be looking for. And if you're looking for a listening ear, you're like, I just want to tell somebody my stuff. Like, I just need to get this off my chest. I had really bad news. I had really good news. Whatever that is, you can call the warm line. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, totally confidential, totally free. And the number for that is 833-390-7728. Highly encourage you using this information. Pass it along, share it with whoever you need, because human medicine, I feel, is the best, right? Start off with my breath. That's about as human as I can get. And then I'll go to plants, which brings me back to now. So here's a question. Let me get back to the chat here. Good morning, Mary. She said this breathing exercise is a great way to get out the tongue-tying funk, right? It really is. It starts to settle our nervous system. We actually tell both sides of our brain, chill out, yo, just work together. And when we breathe like that, everything just kind of falls in line. Alan says that his coffee tree sprouts red beans in the spring, which I can plant to raise seedlings. I would like to know more about this one day, Alan. Please, thank you in advance. So coffee, that's a plant medicine, right? That's a plant medicine that is so powerful, super beneficial, really healing in a lot of ways, and can be taken overboard, right? If you've ever had coffee, you know it can get rid of a headache, right? If you've ever had a headache and you just drink a little bit of coffee, your headache can start to dissipate. Now, if you drink coffee on a regular and then you don't drink it, you'll get a headache because you're starting to go through withdrawal symptoms because your body has become super dependent on that plant medicine to be well or to perceive itself as being well. Its new homeostasis is like super jacked up, like caffeine head. So then when you stop it, you go through a withdrawal. And that's not a fun one to get off of. Have y'all ever like been on caffeine and like gotten off of it? Ugh. Ugh. I hate it. It's the worst. Yeah, I think it's actually the worst because it also smells really good. And whenever I'm around anything that smells like coffee, I'm like, I want to drink it all. Michael's been getting chocolate covered espresso beans lately. Wow, that's not medicine. but it tastes really good. Eek. Yeah, so yesterday I was fortunate enough and was invited to lead a cacao ceremony for a group of women, which was a beautiful way to have a Valentine's Day experience. And the sacred plant medicine of cacao, very similar to the coffee bean, but like not at all, super duper medicinal, really healthy for the body. Like it is a super food. And I don't know if any of you all ate chocolate yesterday because it was Valentine's Day. You got a little bit of this medicine. Probably just a little bit, because a lot of the chocolates that are manufactured in our culture are processed so much that the medicine, the medicinal properties of it actually starts to go away. And then they replace it with like sugar, palm oil, things like that, which aren't necessarily beneficial to the body, the mind, or the spirit. But chocolate in its pure form, as we know, is like really healthy, right? It has manganese or magnesium in it. It's got words that I can't think of right now because I've been looking at a lot of plant medicines this morning, and it's funny because I'll eat cacao ceremonies, so that's really funny. But it's like, it's a superfood, right? And yet it can become unhealthy, right? I used to have an unhealthy relationship with chocolate. Every time I had my feelings hurt or had a bad day, I would reach for big time chocolate, cake, big time. I would reach for chocolate cake, M&Ms. I would reach for Little Debbie's, Oreo cookies, you name it. If it was chocolate, I was like, give it to me, give it to me. So I wasn't using it for the medicine anymore. It became a crutch, it became a distraction, and it became a drug, which is very different than a medicine, right? I want to say good morning to Cindy. I'm loving being around you. I'm loving having you with me so much. You're such a gift. True story. So I have a question for you all. What is your number one plant medicine that you go to when you're feeling sad? Mine is chocolate. Mine is cacao. Straight up. Like I will have a cup of sacred cacao, have a ceremony, light some candles, set some intentions, journal, listen to frequency music, meditate. Like I will dive in really intentionally if my heart is like, I need some attention. I'm hurting, right? So what is your number one go-to for plant medicine when you're feeling sad? I ask because I feel like not many people consciously choose a plant medicine. One, two, especially when they're feeling emotions. I feel like plant medicines are used oftentimes to help heal our body. Like this plant medicine that I'm drinking. I want to say good morning to Darlene. How are you? Let me take a sip. I just heard a very interesting sound. I don't really know what that was. Thank you. Good morning, Tara. She said you don't have one. I don't think many people do. I really don't. When you're feeling sad, right? When you're feeling down, what do you grab? A plant medicine that I think people go to, but it turns into becoming a plant drug, sugar, right? I had a really bad day. I'm really stressed out. I didn't do all that I needed to do. Let me go get some cookies. Let me go to something sugary. Let me really eat a lot of pasta. Something that breaks down into the sugars, which takes the plant and the healthy benefits of the plant and turns it into a distracting drug, right? Mom doesn't have one. Alan says, best quality chocolate I've ever had. I get at Aldi's. Oh, the Moser Roth. Yeah, that's pretty good. It is definitely tasty. Tasty. And I love Aldi's. Gosh, y'all. Love Aldi's. So good. So what I encourage, so there's a brand, I should have brought it in here. I think it's Lindt, Landt. I think that's the brand of it. They have chocolate, and it tells you the percentage of chocolate that it is. They have one that's like 98%, 95%, 90%. and 85%, I believe, is 75%. And when you look at the ingredients, it's like pure, they use cocoa as opposed to cacao. There's a difference. It's in the processing. Still going to be more beneficial than if you go, say, like get a Hershey's milk chocolate, right? Hershey's chocolate has been like super duper processed. A lot of sugar's added to it, dairy's added to it. Dairy has a lot of inflammation properties to it, creates inflammatory responses in the body. But that would be a really easy one. I know they sell it at the grocery stores. I like it when it's on sale, 2 for $5. Just saying. Tara's asking, would coffee be one? It can be one unless it's used addictively, right? This is where the topic of plant medicine is something that I find to be so important about. My words are really being weird today, y'all. I don't think I've talked. Maybe that's why this is the first time. Anyway. So coffee can, it's like, because sometimes it's the smell of it, right? Sometimes the smell of the coffee bean or the pot of coffee being made that just brings you into a feeling of balance. So maybe it's drinking a small cup of coffee, just going and having a coffee scented candle, because essential oils are also plant medicine, right? Because it's the essence of the plant. Plant medicine can be taken so many different ways. This is like a super vast subject, but I wanted to talk about it to kind of bring and shine light to it. So coffee can be one unless it's addictive. Something that really inspired this, other than my cacao ceremony that I guided yesterday, was the tea that I'm drinking. So y'all know I drink tea all the time. And this tea in particular is super medicinal. And I wanted to share with you what was in it, because there are some things in it that I don't normally ingest. And I even had to look one of them up because I was like, what am I even drinking? Check this out, y'all. So it's an Ayurvedic tea called Veda. Veda tea is the brand. So this tea has black pepper, turmeric, long piper. I Googled that one. Actually, I DuckDuckGo'd it. Basil, cinnamon, nettle, ginger, and rosehip. And I was like, I know that this is for the kapha season, which is where we are now, which all this energy is moving down. It's bringing us down. It's making us tired. We're a little bit more wanting to eat the sugary things. Some of us want to drink more alcohol. We just want to be cozy and be slow, because that's elementally, like, that's what nature is doing right now, right? We are elemental. So the ingredients in this plant medicine is not only breaking up any of that like phlegmy stuff that this time of year gives us. Thanks. It's also anti-inflammatory. The rosehip has vitamin C. The ginger and black pepper are warming, right? This is the time of year where I don't know about y'all, but like I can't wear enough socks and slippers. I'm always cold. This tea keeps me warmer. The long piper, it's good for your respiratory system. So not only is it good this time of year, hey, COVID won't like this, right? It won't. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory. Cinnamon is also warming for the body. It helps with our blood sugar and our blood pressure. Not blood pressure, just blood sugar, right? Everything I'm drinking in this tea is plant medicine. I could drink a cup of coffee, right? I could drink another cup of black tea, but I've already had my cup of plain organic black tea, which was medicine. It has theobromine in it. It helps to keep my lungs healthy and clear. And it gives me caffeine, which I just like. So if you all are like, oh, wait a minute, I use this for plant medicine, share, because there are millions out there, because there are millions of plants. Mary says, let's see, it's very important to drink water on a regular basis. Yes, to prevent like UTIs. This is one of the factors which usually affects older people's minds. Yes, definitely. Water is life, y'all. Water literally is life. Like, we must drink water, for our cognitive health, for our physical health, for energetic health. Like, if you don't have enough water, you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. I want to say good morning to Mark, who's joining us. This tea, Alan, the brand is called Veda Tea, I believe, Veda. And it's for Kapha season. So it's Ayurvedic tea for Kapha balancing. Um, so I would recommend any like that. I recommend Nettle Tea. Nettle Tea is like a super medicine, and it's a great coffee alternative if you're getting off of caffeine. Ginger turmeric tea. It's warming. It's anti-inflammatory. It's delicious. And I know they have those, like even like the Harris Teeter Kroger company, their brand, they have an organic ginger turmeric tea. They have it at Trader Joe's. They may have it at Aldi. I don't know if Aldi has tea. Not really sure. So, so let's talk about some other plant medicines. What was the last vegetable you all ate? What was the last fruit or vegetable you ate? What grew out of the earth that you put inside of your body? I'm curious while I drink this. I was just calling in Alex Trebek spiritually, energetically. I'll share with you all what I had for dinner last night. All types of plant medicine. Made spaghetti squash. Yes! I'm excited to read what y'all are writing out loud to share. Last night I made spaghetti. Well, Michael and I both together made spaghetti squash and made a basil marinara. Added rosemary from the garden. Added parsley as the topper. Made broccoli. Used some red pepper flakes. Yeah, and nutritional yeast. So I got tons of B vitamins. We got antibacterial with the onion that I added. We had a lot of vitamin C with the marinara. All of the vitamins that were in the spaghetti squash, which I'm not even sure right now, but it's a spaghetti squash. It's healthy, right? A big gourd of the ground or whatever. I don't think it's technically a gourd. Anyway. Broccoli, folic acid, tons of great things for the brain. The rosemary and parsley. Parsley is a detoxifier for the body. You know, rosemary has like antibacterial health promoting benefits to our cells. You know, such good medicine. Cindy had an avocado. Y'all, avocado is the jam. Do y'all know? So there was this time in my life where I was like, I'm not eating any fat. That was like in the 90s when everything went fat free, unbeknownst to me that they were just supplementing the fat with sugar and sugar substitutes, creating more addictions neurologically, decreasing my own brain's ability to create dopamine, and created a space for me to gain weight because our bodies gain weight with sugar, not with fat. Unless you mix animal fat with sugar, ooh, that's a big one. Don't do that. If you can, just saying. Avocado, just the fat alone in that is so good for our brain, our joints. It increases cognitive health. It's like the good cholesterol, even though the bad one's not bad. That's a whole misnomer. Anyway, it's so good for us. It creates suppleness in our skin. It creates more shine in our hair. Avocado is such a beautiful plant medicine. Yes. Mama Jane had bananas and peas not mixed together. She clarifies that would be weird. I can only imagine how that would be. Potassium. Oh my gosh, right? Bananas have so much potassium in that. Not only that, but it's a healthy sugar, you know. And did you know that like when the banana is like really ripe, so when it starts to get brown, it actually has more like cancer fighting agents in it? And then when it's more green, the sugars aren't as high and it has totally different medicinal properties. Peas are super good for you. Peas have tons of protein in it. Did y'all know that? Like they take vegan things and make them out of peas because they have protein in them. What? So good. So good. Marv shares that he got his first COVID-19 shot. Cool. I'm glad that, yay. Cheers. Tea cheers. Alan says that he also has a sweet tooth and working hard to control it. Yep. For me, when I was getting off of sugar, like regular sugar, I needed to replace it first. And then I had to just cut it out totally and deal with the withdrawal symptoms and the sadness that came with it. And just reminded myself that it was temporary because I had been using the plant of sugar as a drug. And so when I got off that, I had my own withdrawal symptoms. I had a headache. I was tired. I was irritable, whatevs. It was temporary. And then I just didn't go back to that sugar. And with the sugars I chose to go back to were going to be more fruit based, or like certain vegetables that have a higher sugar content, like peas and carrots and things like that. So that could help, Alan. Just cut it out maybe for like 3 solid days or a week or whatever, and tell all your friends to still love you while you're being a grumble butt if it affects you like me when you come off of it. I'll still love you. Ooh, yum. Kimberly says that this morning she had olives and roasted potatoes with carrots and dill. Okay, first of all, that's good. Olives. I forgot to put that in dinner last night. Olives are so good for us. Talk about a brain food. It's like olive oil, right? We know olive oil is good for us. It's like good for the arteries. It's good for the skin. It's good for our neural processes. Taters are so good for us unless they're fried. Eat your fries, no judgment. And carrots and dill, God, the medicines of dill, I don't even remember right now, but dill is like super medicinal plant medicine, Carrots, they say carrots are good for your eyes. They're good for so many things. And if you think about, okay, so this is body, mind, spirit, right? We think better, right, when we eat more, say, vegetables. We just do because we're not sluggish, because we're not processing a lot of animals, right? If my body's processing, a steak, my body's real busy processing that animal. So my brain's not going to necessarily be as quick to light up, right? Because fruits and vegetables still contain light. And I forgot what I was going to say because I read the rest of the question. Thank you for your grace. Well, I totally forgot where I was going on that. True story. Appreciate it. It was about thinking faster. The spirit. That's what it was. When we eat this rainbow of foods, right? So far the colors that I've seen in my head are orange, green or black, depending on the color of the olives, yellow, green, a bunch of greens. Y'all are eating a lot of green things. When you think about our energy systems in the body, the chakras, a lot of the food colors associate with the chakras. So carrots are going to be good for the sacral chakra, right? The one where we get more creativity from. Green stuff is going to be more so for the heart. If you eat a lot of broccoli, you feel better. You're not going to be so hateful if you eat some broccoli and green beans. Unless you have bad memories attached, I get it. So energetically speaking, it helps our spirit. Mary asked, do you recommend coconut or almond sugar? Yes. I love coconut sugar. Monk fruit is a great plant sugar replacement. If you don't want to use regular old bleached sugar, I'll get back to that. Yeah, I like monk fruit, M-O-N-K, monk fruit, and I really like coconut sugar a lot. And yes, Marv, we did mention dark chocolate with the iron and the antioxidants. Oh yes, that was the first thing because I led a cacao ceremony yesterday, so I was like, oh, this is what's on the top of my mind, and all the plants that I'm drinking in this tea. Mary says, eat sweet over white potatoes because they're more nutritious and much better for the digestive system. Yes, and if you're going to eat a white potato, right? Maybe don't fry it. Make sure it's organic. Grow it yourself. Maybe it's a smaller red potato or a new potato or a fingerling. Those are the weirdest potatoes because they literally look like fingers. Cracks me up. Anyway. I was going to say something about potatoes. What was I going to say? Wheat, that's what it was. So wheat, right? Wheat is a plant. Wheat, when it's natural, organic, all this stuff, it's got really healthy properties to it. It's got a lot of fiber to it. It's good for our system because it's a healthy grain. It builds tissue in our body. So if you're like super thin or kind of frail in nature, like grains can be really good for you, right? Good plant medicine. Then what they do is they take the plant medicine and turn it into a drug sometimes. So they will take the wheat, right? Put a lot of chemicals on it, like Roundup. They don't wash the Roundup off or anything. And then we eat it after they bleach it. Literally, they bleach wheat and we eat the bleached wheat. That sounds weird if I said, hey, does anyone want to eat a dinner of bleach? I think everyone would say no. And yet we always buy these boxes of pasta where the first ingredient is bleached flour. So now the medicinal value of that wheat is gone. There's no medicine to it. It's bleached. It's dead. There's nothing to it. Now it's just a filler. So we eat it and our body's like, I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I'm kind of full, but I'm not nourished. So now I'm hungry again soon because I didn't get nourishment. I didn't get nutrients. So you eat another thing of bleached wheat. You eat a sandwich. So you didn't get any nourishment, like nutrients, but you feel full. Next thing you know, you're hungry again. And why am I craving food? I just ate. What's wrong with me? Now your mind is going back and forth and wondering why you're not fully satiated, right? It's because so many plant medicines have been taken and bleached, changed, altered, shifted, added to in ways that create us to feel addictive. Like we become addicted to these things and we're no longer ingesting plant medicine, you know? Alan's sharing the animals that he eats. Awesome. Not plant medicine though, at all. And that's another thing, you know, like if you choose to eat animals, like what are your animals eating? You know, are they eating bleached wheat? You know, are they staying in cages where they don't get to move and now they're like full of stress hormones? So now you're eating the stress hormone? You know, my broccoli that grew in the ground isn't full of stress hormones, right? That's where the medicine comes in. That's why plant medicine is so powerful. You know, some other plant medicine, right? We're coming up on spring. It's everywhere. Garlic. Do you all like garlic? Garlic is like a great COVID pusher awayer. It's so good for your digestive system and it's so good for your immune system. And vampires will not go near you. It's true, actually. They won't. And if you eat a lot of garlic and a vampire does go to you, let me know. Please. I thank you in advance. Here's another plant medicine, y'all. Maybe you haven't heard of this one. This one's newer to me. This was just within the past few years that I learned about it. It's called mullein. It's spelled mullein, mullein. You can grow it. It grows everywhere here. And the ears look like rabbit ears. They're green and kind of big and have this like white furry goodness to it. And you just want to rub it and it's soft like a rabbit's ear. Mullein is a calming herb. It's a calming medicine. You can drink it in tea. You can take it as a tincture. You can smoke it. It's actually got medicinal properties for the lungs. Like there are plant medicines that you can smoke that actually increase the health of your lungs. Not like regular old like pack of Marlboros. You know, ain't no camel wide lights helping your lungs out at all. But mullein can actually be medicinal for your lungs. It brings down anxiety and stress levels and increases respiratory health. It's also a decongestant when used as a tincture. Mullein. How cool is that? Yeah, Marv says acai berries. Acai berries are such a superfood. Oh my gosh, and they're about to color my sweater. So good. They actually have those already like mashed in smoothie form, and it looks like a big popsicle, and you can like add it to your stuff and make your own smoothie with it. Superfood for sure. Yes, Alan shares that the eggs that he gets are from, like organic. They're fed organic, non-GMO food. They don't have cages, so they're not going to have all the stress. So you don't eat the stress when you eat their eggs, right? If you ate those chickens, for example, the chickens that were hanging around on a farm, living their happy life, eating more than just grains, right? Maybe eating compost and food that the farmer gave them. And they're like, I'm a happy chicken. And you eat that chicken, you are going to get the energy from that chicken too, right? Mary says that she loves garlic. I do too. She said, did you know you can plant a clove of garlic? I saw a demonstration. Yes, you can. You can regenerate and regrow your garlic. I'm doing it with celery right now, y'all. Doing it with celery. Marv says, thank you for that, Mary. Marv says that his favorite spice is lemon pepper. Check this out. So lemon, right? Lemon zest, the liquid of lemon. It is great for the solar plexus chakra, right? So it's good for like giving us energy, gives us courage. It kind of like lifts up our spirits, right? If you've ever eaten lemon, you can't frown. You might make it like a silly face, but it's kind of funny, right? It balances the pH of the blood. Pepper itself, right? It's a spice. It's a plant. It increases the warmth in our body, which is huge this time of year because we have this internal coldness that we're trying to warm up. Like this is not the season to be eating raw salads and ice cream. It's just not. Wait, save that for summer. This is the time of year to drink kombucha. Kombucha is actually warming. Very interesting. That's another plant medicine. Yogurts, because it has this like, I know yogurt isn't a plant, but the mother strain in it, that culture, it's not quite a plant, but it's such medicine. It's a natural medicine. That SCOBY, right? Yeah, and Alan says he looks for the word organic on food because if I'm gonna go and eat some dandelions, right? I'm gonna eat dandelion greens. They make great salads. You can dry them and make tea out of it. It's a great detoxifier for the kidneys. I've mentioned this before. I could go outside in my front yard and pull dandelion leaves. Okay. Great medicine. Now, if I'm going to spray Roundup on that dandelion, wait till it's half dead, and then go pick it and try to eat it, would you want to do that? No, right? You wouldn't want to do that. But that's what we do when we eat a lot of conventional foods. Roundup is sprayed on wheat, literally. The pesticides that they use, like, am I going to use 7 Dust on the lettuce and then turn around and eat the lettuce? I don't want to do that. Like that doesn't feel good, right? Like, no. Kim says that lemon water is becoming a daily morning beverage for me. Me too. I'm still doing lemon water every morning. And it really just, there's that ritual to it. That just feels good. So good. Right. Alan says, no way with Roundup. I know, right? Like nobody would want to do that. But we do that when we buy, conventional bleached wheat products. It's what it is. Monsanto, right? The company Monsanto is completely, I'm going to use the word ruining. Whatever, that's my word. The food industry, because they are supportive of genetically modifying foods, not saying that, watermelons can't be seedless, but saying like, no, we're going to inject something in the seedling so that the seed itself is resistant to animals and pests, right? To bugs. If nature won't eat it, I am nature. Eventually it's going to come on my plate. It has hormone disruptors in it. Like it's not good for us, y'all. And did you know this? I just saw this. It may not be right, but just saying. I think Biden just put the head of Monsanto as the head of the FDA. Lobbyists running the government. Is it the government or is it a business? That's why plant medicine, I think, is so important, y'all. Because when we start to take authority over what we put in our bodies and choose things that are medicinal, we start to really unplug from the system that's really trying to keep us sick, right? Big Pharma makes $1 million off of each human that gets sick. Big Pharma is the same company. They're all playmates on that playground of the system, right? So if I am still addicted to sugar and I'm still using plants as drugs, or I'm using foods that aren't real food, then I am not as well as I could be. So then I start to explore plant medicine. It's like rose and rose hips, very different parts of the plant. Rose by itself is a huge heart healer. So back to the earlier question about if you're having a sad time, like what plant other than chocolate, cacao is good for that? Roses. Not rose hips, but roses. You can, not with the roses that you would buy from the store. I would not encourage that at all. But like a high quality tea of rose petals is going to help soothe sadness. The smell of roses uplifts the heart. It's the biggest heart plant medicine. It's also really expensive. But roses and cacao together, like if I'm really doing a cacao ceremony for myself, I'll drink a cup of cacao and then afterward I drink a cup of rose tea, Siberian rose tea. Super healing for my heart. Rose hips have a totally different medicine to it. What other plant medicines do you all use? Here's another one, arnica. Don't eat it, but it's topical. It's Arnica, arnica. If you ever bump yourself or you have an injury, you put this arnica gel or cream on it and it reduces inflammation, swelling, bruising, and pain. Michael just recently had an injury, so I'm like, arnica, put arnica on it. And the swelling went down. The bruising is very minimal. It's a beautiful plant medicine to use topically, Alan shares that he's working on drinking more water daily. It's very challenging because I've never been a water drinker. Urgent need for me to drink more now because I've become dehydrated. Yes, coconut water. There you go. Boom. Coconut water. That's another plant medicine that has a lot of electrolytes and it highly hydrates. So you can drink a cup of, say, half coconut water, just plain coconut water, not with the sugar. They have it at Aldi's. The Aldi's brand, Allen, is really good. And it's like in a big container with 4 servings in it. But you can drink half a thing of coconut water with half a thing of water, mix it. You can drink it straight up, whatever. Super hydrating, super duper hydrating. Water is life, y'all. I will go back, drink water. And if you're making tea, right? When we're drinking caffeinated teas, it's dehydrating. But if I'm drinking herbal teas, I'm getting so much water and plant medicine. 2 for 1. Ooh, Kimberly shares that aloe vera and lemon balm are staples at my house. Yes, aloe vera. That is a huge plant medicine, y'all. You can even get one. I wonder if I can show you. You all have got to check this aloe vera out. Oh, dear God. You have to see it. It's the weirdest aloe vera ever. And everybody that comes over is like, what's wrong with your aloe plant? And I'm like, it's curly. Leave her alone. Okay, y'all ready for this? And this is the way she's been growing. I know. I don't know why, but she's like, I'm an aloe vera. She's even got a little baby popping up. Boop. Anyway, aloe vera. We know that it's really good for, if you have a burn or an injury, if you have dry skin, you can also ingest it. I'm not going to recommend you do this until you research how to do it or buy it already done. But if you buy it, you can actually buy it already done when you want to ingest it. It helps the digestive system in many, many ways. And lemon balm, that just smells good. Marv says, I never sprayed dandelions. It's more fun to pop them out with a weed tool, right? Well, and you can eat the leaves. Like, you can eat it. It's medicine. You can use dandelions for so many medicinal things, Marv. Check it out. And then he says, what about CBD oil? Totally. CBD. Talk about a plant medicine. I remember, when CBD first became a thing and everybody was like, it's marijuana. It's going to get you high. Bad. And now over the years, people are like, oh, so like everybody's doing it. It's like, yeah, my grandparents do it. They give it to kids. They rub it on. You have topical CBD oils and creams. You can put it in bath bombs when you take a bath. It's calming. It's an endocannabinoid that our brain normally makes. But if that system is wackadoodle because we've eaten stuff that maybe isn't real food and disrupted our hormones and our body's ability to make healthy things, we can't produce the things that relieve our pain and discomfort. CBD is great for that. It's interesting. CBD doesn't work for me though. It has it has zero effect on me, which is weird, right? I think it is anyway. But it's a huge plant medicine. Huge. So big. Think about mushrooms. Lion's mane, shiitake, cordyceps. Like, I can't even think of all because there are so many medicinal mushrooms that are so good for cognitive health. So if you have dementia that runs in your family and you're like, I don't want to get that shit, look into medicinal mushrooms. It's not going to be the white button mushrooms in the grocery store, although delicious. That's cool. But like lion's mane, reishi, all these mushrooms are medicinal for our cognitive skills, right? So start looking into different mushrooms for plant medicine, right? Marv says marijuana is a medicine. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that on this platform. But yeah, it can be. It can also be used as a drug, right? It's like caffeine. It's like coffee. Coffee can be used as a medicine or it can be used as a drug. Sugar can be used as a medicine because it brings lightness to our spirit. Like, it tastes good. It's a joyful thing. It's a little bit of an upper. It can become a drug and become addictive. It's like marijuana, right? When used medicinally, it's going to have a purpose. If used beyond that, it becomes a drug. No está bien, not what you want, right? I want to say good morning to Alice, and I'm happy you're here. Thanks for joining us. What other kinds of plant medicines are coming to mind for you all? Like, I feel like everything that I prepare, I always look at like, what's the medicinal properties of this? Like this morning I had fresh blueberries, organic, and I baked apples. Not only did I bake apples, but I put a ton of cinnamon and ginger on it. So I got warmth. I lowered my blood sugar because I was eating all the fruit, and I put a little bit of fresh, like plain coconut flakes on it. So I got medium chain triglycerides, which are great for cognitive health, reduces dementia and plaque in the brain. So it reduces risk of Alzheimer's. Coconut and coconut oil, big time medicine for the brain on top of other parts of our body. And turmeric, and I put turmeric on it for more decreased inflammation. All the magic of the blueberries, and all the goodness of the apples. I have had so much, like all I'm doing is everything I'm ingesting, right, is plant medicine. Plant medicine. What is the benefit? So that when I do grab a box of like my brown rice crackers that I get at Aldi because I like them, there's no medicinal value to it. Like there's not. It's just processed rice formed into a cracker. It doesn't bring me down. I still feel good because I've so nourished my body with just nutrients all over the place. And it's cheap. Like I talk to so many people that are like, oh, I can't afford to eat all these plants. So you can, right? Sarah Catherine, good morning. This is so yummy. In fact, if you are local to the Charlotte area, we have a nonprofit here that's called, Michael says magical blueberries. Oh, good morning, Charles. Everybody's hopping on right now. Were y'all in a party together? Everybody just hopped on. I forgot what I was going to say. That was funny. It happens. Oh, I forgot. Again, thank you for your grace while I randomly forget whatever it was I was saying in the middle of a sentence too. That takes skill, y'all. That takes skill. Which is why I ingest the medicinal mushrooms like lion's mane and reishi and all those plants so that I can keep my cognitive skills on point as much as I can. Allison says, seems to me like marijuana has many active and helpful properties, yet brings unique reactions helpful or not to each person's chemistry. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Charles. Exactly. Yeah. It's like marijuana. It can either be a really great medicine or not. Like big time or not. Thank you for that reminder. The bulb. Yeah. If you're local to Charlotte and you're like, I really want fresh produce, but I can't afford it. It's just not in the budget, right? We've all been there, or maybe some of us are there. I feel it. There's a nonprofit here called The Bulb, BULB, and they have pop-up markets where they take fresh, local, and organic produce, and it's donation-based. So you can take $5 and fill up a bag of produce, y'all. The Bulb Market, please look it up. Follow them, support them, donate to them. Highly encourage. Marv says, I bake apples for Alan and me. Never thought to put ginger in it. Yes, ginger, powdered ginger. You can freshly grate ginger. So good. So good. So good. I try. I try, Allison. I try to keep up what everybody's saying. And so, yeah, thank you. But yeah, the Bulb Market is phenomenal nonprofit. Highly encourage supporting them. So what other plant medicines? We have a few more minutes. Now that we're talking about this plant medicine, what are some favorite plant medicines? Or maybe you have a plant that you realize that you eat a lot, but you don't know what's so good about it. What is it? I love berries. In the summertime, give me all the berries. And recently I've been trying to eat more oranges, because it's got the vitamin C. It's good for me because the sunlight has been lacking. A dear friend of mine came over and brought a sun lamp, so I got to sit under a sun lamp to get more vitamin D. So what I did also was I ate things with vitamin K in it to absorb more of the vitamin D. So I ate fermented foods, I ate sauerkraut and drank some kombucha and, getting like kimchi and stuff like that, things that have been fermented so that I can receive the vitamin D in the sun, right? Something else I've been grooving on lately, y'all, and this is one of my favorites. Prunes. I love prunes. Oh God, they're so good. Did you know that prunes I think they have iron in it, not a ton, but they have tons of potassium. I think more potassium than a banana. Super high fiber. You're not going to poo all over yourself, but if you got to go, it's going to help. But it's got tons of B vitamins. So if you are just feeling kind of lethargic and you don't have much energy, but you don't want to eat the things that have vitamin B in it, eat yourself 3 prunes a day, y'all. They have big bags of organic prunes that you can get at Sam's. Prunes are the jams. Coca. Charles, coca was a lifesaver in Peru. Can't get it here. But that is a really healthy plant medicine right there. Coca leaves. Coca leaves are given to you when you go into high altitude areas, like in the Andes, when literally our brains are too oxygen deprived, where you can get sick, have for real brain damage, or die. So you take a coca leaf and you chew it, and you don't swallow it. You just like keep it in your mouth. You can drink the tea too. You can also drink coca tea. But what they did was they took this beautiful plant medicine of the coca plant and they messed with it. That'll be my nice word. They messed with it and created cocaine. Oh, hello, addictions. Coca leaves by themselves are extremely beneficial to our bodies, to our brains, to our ability to breathe. You meant chocolate, Charles? I talked about chocolate at the top, but still, coca leaves, that's a powerful one. Okra, Sarah Catherine says okra. Yes, okra is so good for you. And I know a lot of people hate how okra has that like snotty stuff on the inside. I love it, especially when I put it in other dishes, because it almost makes like kind of like a sauce of itself. I love okra, so powerful. Oh, Allison says that prunes are fab food, but she'd need to reduce the serving because she's for type 2 purposes. Definitely, check into these things too, right? Like if you have sugar sensitivities or any type of diabetes or diabetes, if you're Wilford Brimley, check into this stuff, of course. Anything that I'm sharing is based on, knowledge that I've experienced, read, or have learned on my own. Anything that you're going to put into your body, on your body, do your own research. Don't take anything I say as like you have to. See what lands, see what areas you want to explore, and see what types of plant medicine you can put into your diet. Allison mentioned an air fryer. Air fryer okra sounds so good. I don't have an air fryer, but I bet that would be so good. God, I bet that would be so good. Good morning, Ben Harris. How are you? Talking about plant medicine. I'm drinking mine. Cinnamon. Yes, Charles, I mentioned cinnamon too. Lowers your blood sugar. I love okra in soups, Marv. So good. So good. So good. What other plant medicines? Give me some more. Give me some more, y'all. What other plant medicines? We've talked about coconut, nuts, Brazil nuts. Y'all, did you know if you eat 3 Brazil nuts a day, because that's all it takes, you get enough selenium that our bodies and brains need that is in no other for real foods, because the things that it's found in have been removed. Anyway, 3 Brazil nuts a day, y'all. Makes your brain healthier. Makes your brain healthier. It comes from a plant, Eat the plants. Every plant is going to have a medicinal property to it. Herbs, mushrooms, fruits, vegetables, leaves, whether you ingest them through your mouth, you put them on topically, you smoke some of them, you make a tea, you make a tincture. You can add them to bake stuff, put them in soups. Cilantro. Cilantro removes heavy metals from the body. Oregano oil. It's antiviral. If you start feeling like this little slightest bit, like you have some type of funk and you want to start coughing or something, like you don't feel well, put oregano oil in your body. Either add oregano fresh, you can go buy oregano oil that is actually made to ingest. Make sure it's made to ingest, not just a diffuser one. And you ingest it. It's antiviral. You won't get sick, Brazil nuts, right? It's so good. Lemons, yes. Yeah, y'all, I'm telling you, such good stuff. Lemons are so good. explore the plant medicine, right? The next week, I would like to check in. So, oops, sorry, y'all. Kick the stand. Either that or was an earthquake from my foot. JK. And try different plant medicines. Try different plants that you maybe have never tried before. You might need to Google, like, how do I even prepare this, right? I don't know. Try some stuff. Get a new kind of a tea. Look up what benefits it has. See if there are any contraindications, of course. Try it. And just note, just take little notes every day of how it makes your body feel, how it makes your mind feel, and how it makes your energy feel. And Kim says that there's a cool wellness cafe Wednesdays at 11. I haven't been able to tune into that because I have a commitment at that time. I'm going to catch the replays on that. Thank you for that reminder, Kim. I'm guessing it's more stuff like this. I want to check it out. I can't yet. I will after school. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, y'all. I ran a minute over, so I love you all so much. Keep taking care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Keep exploring the benefits of what this earth has to give you, y'all. The earth has all the answers. It's already here. We just get to remember it, take it in, and share it, right? I love you all so much. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night at 6 for expansions. I love you, and I'll see y'all later, okay? Bye, y'all.